this point, Will has put up a photograph of several very barely clad ladies at a restaurant.
Welcome back to another episode of 1980s Now, a weekly examination of the importance of 1980s pop culture and its influence today. My name's Will, and joining me, as always, week after week, are my good buddies and my co-hosts, Kat and John. Hey, guys.
Hello, my friends.
Hello.
Hey, on today's show, let's just get to it, all right? Mm-hmm. No small talk.
Okay.
No chit-chat.
No chit-chat. We got to get going here. We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Kat.
On today's show, and by the way, when you
Thank you, Karen.
No small talk.
I'm small talking with one of our listeners.
Hey, look. I'm gonna give you a little bit of small talk here, okay? Hey, go check out John's very own podcast, Gen X Grown Up, when you get a chance, or the empire that is GenXGrownUp.com, which takes you to his YouTube page and his website and
Thank you.
Everything else. All right, but for now, you know, because this is a no small. If you want small talk, you'll do that. This is a no small talk zone. Instead, we're going to talk about. We're going to review current news items related to 1980s media, including what happened to Hooters, the restaurant. I just, not the owls.
Thank you for the clarification.
Not anything
Yes.
else, the restaurant. How about this is another news story, which seems it's semi-related here. When is a chicken wing not a chicken wing? Hey, another, also, RuPaul drags his audience back to the 1980s. This is pretty cool.
What you did there.
Check this out. So, we're going to talk about some real masculine stuff, and then we're going to talk about drag queens.
Okay.
So hang in there. It's a good balance of things. Zelda turns 40, but Nintendo hasn't wished her a happy anniversary, which is kind of strange. And finally, we're going to talk about how Kate Bush's previously unexpected hit is an unexpected hit again.
We knew you would find a way to bring Wuthering Heights back into the conversation.
John, I can't get it out of my head. It's a good movie, but a terrible story. But it's haunting. I'll talk about it.
Hey, no small talk.
Let's get started on 1980s news. Hey, as reported by the Bro Bible, stop comparing this to Hooters. American restaurant chains like Hooters, Twin Peaks, Bombshell Bar, and Ojos Locos draw customers with more than just delicious food. But one man warned that the outfits the servers wear at Ojos Locos, which I was not familiar with until this story, could get customers, quote, in even more trouble, end quote, with their partners if they're caught dining there. In a video with over 496,000 views, TikToker The Most Oblivious warns men who, quote, value their marriage, end quote, to steer clear of the popular sports cantina. He acknowledges that Ojos Locos has great food as well, but that excuse won't help. Quote, your girl is not going to care if you go to Twin Peaks. Your girl is not going to care if you go to Hooters. But you tell her you went to Ojos Locos, we might have to sign your death certificate. So the standard at Ojos Locos uniform is comparable with other chains like Hooters and Twin Peaks. It's a black miniskirt. And I've got a picture here I can show you guys. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty comparable. It's got a black miniskirt instead of the orange shorts, right? And you got a low cut crop top instead of that, baby doll size T-shirt that the Hooters servers wear. Many Ojos Locos locations, however, participate in frequent theme days, which may include more revealing outfits.
Is it shorter boots? I mean, what else can you reveal more without?
Well, I'll tell you, before I show you, I'll tell you, on Friday nights, many of the servers wear the lingerie of their choice.
Oh, my.
Okay.
Bro Bible reported that one Australian family was left in shock at the outfits after dining there on a Friday. And so here you go. So they do a bunch of things, including sometimes they dress in costumes. You got some Disney princesses.
Oh, yes. I see.
As alluded to or mentioned earlier, some stuff looks more like lingerie or bathing suits. And some are even more revealing than that, with just straight up thongs.
Okay.
I mean, at some point, it's a restaurant. I mean, there's some sanitation questions involved.
Yeah.
Welcome to Ojos Locos. My butt's exposed. Would you like an appetizer? Come on. Can the manager bring it out? Do you have a guy, possibly?
You're right, John. There's another risk of these associated with these type of establishments. And in a video with over 6.2 million views, TikTok user Sarah May explains why she avoids any such restaurant, saying, quote, The thing that I don't get about Ojos Locos and Hooters and Twin Peaks and stuff like that is that you're bringing food to your table, right? But then you have like straight ass cheeks wafting over your food. I can't get past the feeling I would get E. coli from just straight butt cheeks walking past my chicken wings.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You know what I take exception with is the whole premise that you're going to get in trouble with your girl, which is very. First of all, you have to say
Presumptive.
the girls, they knew where they were being employed, right? No one's forcing them to do this, right? So there's that. But second, how flimsy is your relationship? Look, when I got married, I did not go blind. I can look.
Yeah.
No, there is not a presumption that I will then act, right? So
Yes.
you know, it's a very youthful teen drama kind of, oh, my man is looking at ladies, therefore I must throw a fit. No, you don't. Just get a man that you trust and all will be fine. He can go anywhere he wants to have butt cheek chicken wings. That's what he wants, but it doesn't mean he's therefore doing something to hurt you.
Butt cheek chicken wings.
Oh,
Wow.
that gives me an idea of how they could be served.
That's one of their flavors.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have hot, habanero, butt cheek. Oh, wait, go back. What was that last one?
John, I think though, I know you're saying it's like a trope, it's a stereotype, maybe think of youth. I think that, I don't know. The folks that I'm friendly with, like, you know, you and Kat included, and my other friends that are in couples are, I want to say for the most part, in healthy relationships. But there are, it seems like maybe that's the minority. And maybe there's a great majority of folks who get jealous like that.
Well, they exist for sure. Those relationships exist.
Yeah.
If the way your waitress is dressed is detrimental to your relationship, then your relationship wasn't going to be okay anyway.
That's a great way to say it. Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't the thong that drove you apart.
That thong. Yeah.
You were on the way out anyway.
I like this idea of a thong driving people apart. What a perfect metaphor. It was a thong that got between us.
It's just wedged right in between the two of you, just as snug as can be.
There's not much to that thong, but pretty powerful. Yes.
Right. We call that sort of relationship the whale tail.
Yeah. Hooters, it turns out, is not going in that direction. Instead, they've done quite...
They're going out of business.
They're going out of business. But to rescue it, they've decided to take a different route. But taking a step back, it turns out, why are we talking about Hooters at all? Even well, as Kat pointed out on our last show...
Yeah.
All parkas.
Honey, close that up. Cover that. Does anybody have an extra ski mask? She forgot hers.
It admittedly, it is a different direction.
Well, John, it turns out you may know this because you're, you know, where you live. But the first Hooters opened in October of 1983, way down in Clearwater, Florida, at the site of a former nightclub.
I've been to that one.
Oh, wow. That's historic.
I remember being at the first Hooters at some point, I don't know, 15 years ago, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. It was founded by six friends who knew nothing about restaurants, but they knew what they liked, which included beer, buffalo wings, sports, and whatever is appealing about the what they refer to as the Hooters girls. And it so happened that other folks liked these things too, because more than 3 decades later, the Hooters brand has grown into an international sensation with more than 420 Hooters in 29 countries. But
Wow.
like John suggested a moment ago, like other dining chains, Hooters is facing declining foot traffic and growing overhead. And I also learned that since the recession in 2008, the cost of chicken wings, which was a pretty inexpensive thing at the time, has just gone up and up and has not eased off in those couple of decades since. In fact, the company's so bad, like John said, it spent most of 2025 going through a bankruptcy.
Yeah, we used to have like 4 in our town, and we're down to 1.
In your
Really?
town alone?
4 in one town.
Yeah, in our town.
That's insane.
A Hooters on every corner. That was a promise of our mayor when he was elected.
Fried chicken in every pot?
Well, Jacksonville is a huge town. So I live in Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and it's enormous. It's like the 4th largest city, like landmass wise in the U.S. And there's a lot of areas. And so there was like the Northeast Hooters and the West Side Hooters and the West Side Hooters, you know, so down to 1. They're just, well, you got to drive all the way across town to get to 1.
They don't have butt cheek chicken wings, do they?
Didn't ask.
Anyway, look,
check,
it's part of the navigating this or coming out of bankruptcy, which they did at the end of the fall. They're giving the quote breastaurant, which is a term I learned in this research, a family friendly makeover. Pearl Neal Kiefer, the CEO of HMC Hospitality Group, which is the parent accompany the group of the men I mentioned who first created Hooters. According to him, the eateries will do away with their infamous bikini nights. The one night of the week where the waitresses ditch their already skimpy orange shorts and infant-sized cleavage-bearing T-shirts and walk around in two-piece swimsuits instead. Because neither of those, however, scream happy 9th birthday, little Jimmy. Kiefer's promising to overhaul the dining experience too, which means changing up some of the recipes to include better, fresher ingredients like real butter. Wait a second. What was it before? Okay. Like real butter in the buffalo sauce that accompanies many of the restaurant's most popular items. He also wants to ensure, and I think this goes back to that TikToker's complaint earlier. He also wants to ensure that all servers are trained how to serve. Pants. Kat, you're struggling to think of his pants. In an interview with Bloomberg, Kiefer made it clear that he knows it's the breasts, not the wings, that draw the bulk of the eatery's customers nationwide. But that's not the case in Clearwater, where women and children are often happily dining alongside the typically male clientele. So are they less skimpy there, John? Is it less scandalous? Is it? I mean, it's been 15 years. But
I don't think it's any more or less skimpy. It's just, it's not a taboo as far as I know. I've been to Hooters with my daughter and her friend. It's just a place that we like the food. I don't know anyone who goes to Hooters anymore to be titillated, frankly. It's just like, it's how they dress. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm too mature is my problem. But
yes.
Or maybe people have other more tittillating options. And so Hooters.
Ojos locos across the street.
Exactly.
Zoinks!
We come to Hooters to be calm down. They're just skimpy outfits. They're not lingerie. Relax.
Todd says in the 1990s, a friend of mine came back from a Jacksonville Hooters after the Georgia-Florida game and proclaimed, if you work at a place called Hooters, you better have some.
Oh,
this was a 20-year-old female.
A female? Okay.
Well, speaking of that, I wanted to sort of just maybe follow up with what I mentioned a couple of weeks ago when we first talked about Hooters. And I was promising it was somehow connected to the 1980s, and Kat confirmed it.
She did.
This idea that there may be an exception, or there is an exception to hiring practices that allow you to hire some people for like a Hooters, while not for others, which would otherwise normally be considered discrimination. So in the mid-1990s, the EEOC investigated Hooters after men filed complaints that the restaurant refused to hire male servers. And while such discrimination, based on gender would usually be forbidden under the Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, Hooters argued that being female was a bona fide occupational qualification, a BFOQ, which is now the standard that the courts, or a defense that some of these businesses will allege. The crux of their argument was that they're not just waitresses, they're entertainers, which is inextricable from their business model and image. Ultimately, the business settled out of court with the men for $3.75 million, skirting a court ruling.
And never served a wing, not one.
Right.
But part of the settlement, they agreed to hire more men in non-server positions. On the other hand, as I mentioned, while sex and gender are generally protected from discrimination, or maybe along those same lines, while those are usually protected, attractiveness is not. So even among that, you could say, I don't want to hire you, I'll hire you. And, like Ted was saying about this 20-year-old, not necessarily. I mean, of course, to be consistent with the brand, you'd want to be consistent with the brand, I guess. But anyway, there you go. There's Hooters.
It just makes me think, are there other situations where that would occur? Like Broadway, like for a play, would like there's certain roles that call for a female, call for a male.
It most often has popped up in other cases in the entertainment industry. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I used the analogy last time we talked about it, living here in Central Florida, that, well, I'm not in Central Florida, but grew up in Central Florida. If you want to be like a costumed character at Disney World,
right,
you have to be under a certain height, because you can't just be, a 7-foot giant and go, I want to be Pluto. No, you can't do that.
Or a Jawa.
Right? Because those suits have artificial height themselves. I think everybody's like 5'10" or under, and under a certain size. They don't have, what size Pluto do you wear? Oh, I'm a XXX Pluto. Well, no, they just have a suit and you have to fit in it,
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Cat said, or a Jawa. I pictured a 7-foot Jawa.
Botini, bitches.
Hey, you're the guy that won that lawsuit, aren't you? No, you're no, you did. That was you. Marcus says Florida has too many beaches for a Hooters outfit to be a draw.
Maybe there's probably a desensitization factor in there too. Sure.
Yeah, it makes you're probably right. Like European, cities that have those beaches probably don't have these types of things.
Right.
Or alternately have the internet available.
You remind me of a line of a TV show, Superstore. You watch Superstore, John? Yeah, you watch it.
Yep, love it.
There's a one where Garrett is looking through. Someone left their photos at the photomat in the store, and he's looking through photos for butts, he says.
I just watched that one like 2 days ago.
And what his friend says, there's a lot of butts on the internet, And he says, I love the hunt.
He says, too easy. I love the hunt.
Too easy. I love the hunt. Yeah, that's what you remind me of.
Does that qualify as small talk?
No, it's related to the article, Cat.
Cat.
Oh, check the bylaws. Come on.
Your mom checks bylaws.
John, we require a female, so that's how she got in.
The lower left box.
There were guys who wanted her job, but
we had guys applied. We're like, no.
Got sued. We had to keep her.
Look, Dick Dork Doll.
Right,
it's
doll.
not Dick Dork Dude. It's just a doll got to be there. It's the third.
I mean, he could be a very charming guy, but nope. Sorry, it has to be female. Marcus assures me I will never be Princess Leia. All right, Marcus, I could try. Man can dream.
Yeah.
Man has dreams.
Hey, speaking of lawsuits and chicken wings and other things that really took off in the 1980s, boneless wings have come under fire.
Ridiculous.
Should have a sound when I try to work a pun in. All right, that's my do your own research and now trying to make a pun. In the 1980s, restaurants outside Buffalo, New York began to sell their own Buffalo-style wings. In fact, the franchise Buffalo Wild Wings, originally named Buffalo Wild Wings and Weck. I don't know what Weck is, W-E-C-K, Weck. And if that's somebody's name, that's a terrible name, And if it's a food item, that's even worse, I think. But anyway, Buffalo Wild Wings opened in 1982.
It's one of their flavors.
I'd like a little more Weck on mine. No, you wouldn't.
Now with real butter.
No.
Oh, thank God. I was wondering what my Weck was made out of. None of these jokes are funny. I'm feeling really off today. This is all sea-level material. Anyway, Buffalo Wild Wings opened in 1982 in Columbus, Ohio. But who was the first to toss fried chicken wings in the sauce we know today is somewhat controversial. Look, chicken wings, it turns out chicken wings have had a place in both restaurant and home cooking for a long period of time around the country and around the globe. In Buffalo, the oldest known establishment to serve chicken wings is in the Clarendon Hotel. A copy of that hotel's menu from July 1st, 1857 lists an entree called, quote, chicken wings, fried. But it wasn't until the 1960s that the game day staple as we know it was born, or fried. It was then the black-owned Washington, D.C. restaurant Wings and Things was serving chicken wings in so-named mumbo sauce, which was a specialty with roots in Chicago. It's this preparation that may have inspired John Young when he began serving the wings at his own similarly named restaurant, Wings and Things. You got your wings and things, like salt and pepper, and you got your wings and things. And he started serving them in Buffalo in the 1960s. But at some point in the mid 1960s, Frank and Teresa Bellissimo began explaining how their Anchor Bar was the first to start serving these chicken wings. Unlike Young's wings, theirs were fried, broken into pieces, and tossed in hot sauce. It's that recipe that's today's buffalo wings most closely resemble. It's that dish that took off in the 1980s and led to the popular establishments like Hooters and Buffalo Wild Wings and others. So the Bellissimos received most of the credit for inventing the buffalo wing. But in a 1980 New Yorker article, a journalist named Calvin Trillin did a little digging and interviewed John Young about the snack food. And it turns out John Young revealed that Frank Bellissimo had frequented his restaurant many times to eat their wings.
Oh.
Sure.
Before he went and started his own establishment. According to Young, quote, I was selling 5,000 pounds of chicken wings in 1962. Mr. Bellissimo used to come into my place and eat my chicken wings, end quote.
I thought you were going to give an exact amount that he ate. I sold 5,000 pounds and he ate.
He was good for
2,000 of them.
He was good for $12.50. Anyway, today is a different controversy has arisen about the edible poultry appendage. And here it is. Must a boneless wing be a wing? And I'm going to posit to you a further question. Must it be boneless?
No and yes. Next story.
Okay, very good. So last week, a court delved into the matter And in an opinion laden with poultry puns. Now talk about puns. This judge was having a ball writing this thing.
Oh, yeah.
The judge sided with Buffalo Wild Wings in a false advertising suit brought by a customer who was unhappy to discover that the boneless wings he ordered were not actually made of wing meat, but rather deboned breasts. All right, first off, you guys eat boneless wings ever?
I have.
Okay.
Sure.
We eat them routinely here. At what point did you understand they were not actually boneless wings?
Right away.
From the jump.
Right? I mean, they're not wing shaped.
No.
They're not wing thickness. They're not viscosity, any other attribute.
Take a hint from McDonald's. They just have the pink sludge that they pump into the shapes and deep fry it. Now, they're called nuggets. So, like, is that actually from the nugget part of the chicken? No, it's...
Yeah.
And you know that, I mean, chicken wings became a thing because they were the scraps.
Yeah.
It was trying to find a way to make money off of the part they normally threw away, right? You have the drum, the flap, and then there's the end. There used to be an appetizer at Hooters called chicken feathers. That was the last little bit at the end there, the little diamond shaped tip of the wing that's after the flap.
Wow. Yes. Okay.
And they would deep fry it. And really, you just nibbled on the skin and whatever flavor was on it. But the point is, it's all garbage. To be upset that you're served wings that's made with breast meat, the more expensive, better cut of the chicken. Hey, I ordered the shit chicken. Why are you giving me the good stuff? I need a lawyer. This is ridiculous.
Your Honor, my client has been wronged. He's been eating high quality chicken.
He clearly ordered a full plate of shit chicken.
Yes. End quote.
I did not even think about it from this perspective. I love this.
Why are you upset?
Yeah.
I ordered a Fiat and you delivered to me this Lamborghini. Furious.
Your Honor, this car dealership has delivered the equivalent of a chicken nugget to my client. If you take my meaning, see the other case, Buffalo Wild Wings versus Eamon Halim.
And who do they think is deboning the wings? That's not easy.
Oh.
No, Your Honor, I do not have a law license. I am what you might say is the equivalent of a chicken nugget of an attorney. See, I told you guys, this is like D material or whatever. I'm just off tonight.
He keeps downgrading.
I think it's great. Yeah,
Ted says boneless wings are merely chicken nuggets for adults.
Yes.
Like chicken fingers, right? This article even talks about it as an established phrase. People know that buffalo wings are not made of real buffalo. They're chicken wings, right? And boneless chicken wings, thereby, are not necessarily a part of the chicken wing because it's just the name of the food.
Yeah.
Like chicken fingers. Did you think, the fingers of a chicken are what I'm eating now?
Oh, that's a
those
good
bastards
point,
got
John.
some big ass fingers. Have you seen those things?
Run, honey!
Oh my goodness. I want to see the chicken. How did you catch the chicken to take those big fingers off?
You have to arm wrestle them, and whoever wins gets the finger. The chicken takes home your fingers, or you take the chicken's fingers.
Arm wrestling and then a cleaver right after.
John, you're nailing it right in the head. Because in 2023, a Chicago man named Eamon Halim claimed the wing chain had unfairly duped him, contending that the chicken he was served was, quote, more akin in composition to a chicken nugget rather than a chicken wing, end quote. The U.S. District Court Judge John J. Tharp Jr. declared on February 21st that his complaint, quote, has no meat on its bones.
Yes.
And despite his best efforts, Halim did not drum up enough factual allegations to state a claim, end quote. He actually put drum in quotes. This judge is having too much fun. And most damning to purists who insist that the term wing refers specifically to an anatomical part of the bird was the judge's conclusion about the matter. Quote, a reasonable consumer would not think that Buffalo Wild Wings boneless wings were truly deboned chicken wings reconstituted into some sort of Frankenwing.
Technicality, it's actually Frankenwings monster.
Franken.
Yes.
This boneless chicken wing isn't nearly stringy or chewy enough. I really stop putting breast meat in this.
Yeah.
It's a ludicrous claim.
Yeah. What? Yeah. I don't know if it's just a litigious person thinking they were going to get some money for it. What's the damages?
That's it.
What are the damages? Do you know? And we have cases where someone sues for wrongful death. It's hard to put a dollar figure on someone's life. Like a lost consortium, they call it, like your spouse dies or your child dies. Mm-hmm. How are they putting a value on when you missed opportunity to pick the meat off of a bone?
Lost wages, couldn't sleep for weeks.
Your Honor, My client dreams of eating a real chicken wing. I'm just a Southern attorney who got his JD at KFC.
The irony is, Will's lawyer is a Foghorn Leghorn impression.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it. Yes.
Oh yeah, right. That's right. Right, that is ironic.
I say, son.
I say.
So look, in the opinion on boneless wings, the court cited a previous sort of related case on which another court determined that a restaurant was not liable when a diner was injured by a sliver of chicken bone in purportedly boneless wings.
Ooh.
In that case, the Supreme Court of Ohio in 2024 reasoned that the descriptor of boneless wings indicated a cooking style and not necessarily a guarantee that the bones would not be present in the dish.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Semi-boneless chicken wings.
Yeah.
In some, boneless wings neither be boneless nor wings.
Was the person injured?
I didn't read the case. I assume so.
Okay.
Emotionally, sure.
There'd have to be some kind of damages to say for you. Right. You know what we got to do is get these two guys together.
Yes.
You got your wings in my peanut butter. I don't know.
You got your bone shard in my breast meat. You got your breast meat on my bone shard. It's great. Dip it in butter.
Look, this case isn't the final word, though, right? Because for lots of reasons, including the fact that it's just a district court decision, so it doesn't have implications outside of their jurisdiction.
I'll take it to the Supreme Court.
I want a national ruling on this. In this day and age, the fucking Supreme Court could take this up just because whatever, and they just ask in America, I love everything. Everything is great. Whatever they want to do is fine.
That's right.
So the ruling has very limited implications from a legal standpoint. Although generally courts don't like to weigh in on marketing type things, it's not. There's a lot. You allow a lot of discretion with how you promote this stuff. So. Anyway, but there are restaurants that hold themselves to a higher standard yet. Shamar Garner, the kitchen manager at Wingnuts in Buffalo, says, quote, "If it didn't start with a bone, it can't be a boneless wing."
Yeah. All right.
All right. Hey, in other 1980s news, RuPaul drags queens back to the 80s.
Ooh, nice.
Last month, RuPaul's Drag Race returned with its 18th season, featuring 14 new queens competing for a $200,000 prize. First airing in 2009, the franchise has added 4 spin-off series, 12 international editions, 3 annual fan conventions, and a Las Vegas review. Friggin' thing is huge, man.
Wow.
Really?
Yes, it's enormous. It's enormous, this thing, man. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. And despite the creator RuPaul Charles's declaration that he'd rather have an enema than an Emmy, his show holds the record for the most Emmy nominations and wins for a reality competition show.
I think you misread that. You'd rather not have an enema with an Emmy, I think is what it said.
Ouch.
Because those aren't even releasing water or anything. I mean, that's. I didn't dig further into it, John, but this means that this is more prize.
Don't dig further into it. Don't.
This is a more winner than your beloved Survivor. I guess, right? Just on the surface here.
I guess. I mean, I knew Survivor existed at least. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't even know RuPaul show was still an on-the-air thing. I thought it was just a cultural joke that we continue to do.
Unless it's a different category. I don't know how they would script that. And certainly Survivor's was on for at least 10 years before that.
It's 25 years Survivor's been on the air.
Well, after the 2025 awards, Drag Race has earned 79 nominations and 29 wins, including a record-breaking 8 wins for RuPaul as outstanding host of the show. Huh. So I think Survivor's a reality competition show. That's the category this is
Certainly.
in.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Anyway, the host's beginning, however, was quite humble. And it also highlights the perseverance needed to succeed in the 1980s. It was then that the quite statuesque RuPaul left Atlanta and headed to New York City. There he worked odd jobs while pursuing a career in entertainment, including dancing at the Pyramid Club, performing with Wigstock, and volunteering for Tommy Boy Records. In 1991, RuPaul was signed to that same label, and 2 years later, his hit single, Supermodel, Work. Come on, John, you know the word. Do a twirl, cover girl.
I really don't.
Oh, come on.
I really don't.
Anyway, it was just from his debut album, Supermodel of the World, which reached the top 50 of the pop charts and number 2 on the dance charts. The format that he had, helped develop in the 1980s for drag shows was what created the template for his successful reality competition. Well, RuPaul paid homage to those roots on the most recent episode of Drag Race. Last week, 80s icon Brooke Shields joined the panel of judges. And although she had begun modeling at a controversial age, I mean, just so much scandal, gross stuff associated with her modeling career, the poor woman, when she was younger. But she revealed that she had never walked a runway. RuPaul remedied that on the show, allowing her to start to do just that. But the highlight of the episode was the competition, which was a challenge that had the 9 remaining contestants compete by dressing as drag versions of 80s celebrities.
Oh.
Karen says, Sashay, Shantae. Shantae, Shantae, Shantae. Now RuPaul, when he tells one of the queens whether they won or lost, he either says, sashay away or Shantae, you stay. This means nothing to John.
No.
This means nothing to John.
I have an honest question.
Yeah.
It's a competition show?
Yeah.
What are they doing? Like, is it a race? Are they,
Are they
I mean, like on Survivor, they have things they do to compete. Is it just all dressing up?
I guess every challenge rather, does have an element of them dressing up, but it's a number of different things. For example, they may dress up as a character and be a part of a musical. A lot of drag is comedy. So it's a comedy musical, like a parody.
Right. I don't mean to waste your time. It's a genuine question because I have no idea what this show is about and why it's been on so
Every aspect of each of the challenges is competing in drag, but you may be having to dress up as a real person and do a parody of a celebrity. You may be singing, like I mentioned. You may be dancing.
So there's some performance aspect, and it's kind of like, and it's not who won in terms of like who crossed the finish line, but it's judged.
Yes, it's
like
very
people
subjective.
vote. They're like, okay, gotcha.
So you're judged on talent, and also your talent as far as makeup, making your own costumes, construction,
dragitude.
That could be something. They do have a lot of puns that they use. Marcus says, "Okay, boomer," pretending like he doesn't know who RuPaul is.
Like I could pick her out of him out of a, I don't know, out of a lineup, them out of a lineup, but I didn't know it was still a show. I really didn't. I had no idea.
Well, that's perfect, John, because once again, it's time to play.
You gotta be kidding.
My sentiments exactly.
You matched, your head shake matched perfectly.
What I have for you is the 9 remaining queens in their 80s inspired outfits, and they're each trying to emulate an 80s icon.
Okay.
I challenge you to guess, based on the look, who they are impersonating.
All right.
All right, Kat, here. Up
Get it,
first
Kat.
for you is Athena Dion. Who do you think Athena Dion is dressed as?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, thank you, Cyndi Lauper.
That's right. That's Nene Coco as Cyndi Lauper. Yeah, in fact, the winner of this week's competition was, in fact, Nene Coco, who's judged in part on this and also on some other. Earlier in the show, this drag queen portrayed, was it David Attenborough?
Oh.
The, what do you call that? Naturalist? Anyway, fantastic. It was hilarious. They have to embody the character, and then, they put them in silly situations, but you got to make it. The bottom 2 folks every week have to compete head to head in a lip sync competition. So they're lip syncing and dancing at the same time, which is something that drag queens do routinely, in clubs around the world every weekend. Mia Starr, who played Prince, and Kenya Pleaser, who played Shaka Khan, were forced to compete to the Go-Go's 1984 hit Head Over Heels, finishing out the 80s theme of the week.
Nice.
So did Kat win?
Oh, yeah, we'll say so. We'll say so, John.
Congratulations, Kat.
She didn't, but yeah, we'll just say she did. All right. Yeah, my family enjoys watching that show. It's a good time. So John, you've never been to a drag bar then, probably.
I've been to a drag party, but I've not been to a drag.
What is a drag party?
It's where you all have to show up dressed as the opposite sex.
Is that right?
And who did you?
I was just a lady. I had a brassiere with balloons in it. And,
John, you were never just a lady. Don't ever let the guys tell you that. No. We have a picture from John at that party, by the way.
Oh, yes.
There I am.
There he is.
Yes. I'm the one on the right.
Convincing fellow.
Looking pretty cheeky.
Well, there just might be something to it.
Ben Garland, he doesn't know what he's talking about, but he loves to hear his own
I guess
voice.
I've always been a little curious about unexplained phenomena.
Because of personal experiences?
What do you mean?
Well, like, for example, can you guess what number I'm thinking of right now?
Well, I mean, everyone's a little psychic, but,
What about UFOs?
I don't know. Lots of people swear they've seen them.
Ever been probed?
Sort of. Like,
In the ass.
I'm not ready for that.
Ready for this?
Mystic places?
It doesn't say that at all. It says, totally bogus, but true. Tales from the 1980s. Did scientists in 1984 develop time travel?
Did they?
Read the book. Read about how Xavier Roberts stole the idea for the Cabbage Patch Kids.
That true?
Read the book. Read about the UFO that crash-landed in England's Rendlesham Forest.
What happened?
Read the f***ing book.
Read Totally Bogus but True Tales from the 1980s. It's a dozen strange but true stories from your favorite decade. Everything from the supernatural to the Sugar Hill Gang. Order your copy today. Available wherever books are sold.
All right, hey, otherwise in 1980s news, as reported by Screen Rant, it's official, Zelda is 40. Why doesn't Nintendo care? The Legend of Zelda officially turned 40 years old this month, and fans of the you know what? I realize I'm going over comments and not to say. Okay, hey, tossing back to Hooters, Kimberly says Europe doesn't have a puritanical view of sex and nudity like the United States does. So, yeah, that's why you get your bikini beaches and nude beaches and not necessarily need a stripper. Hooters.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah. Yep. Retro Doll says I love Zaxby's. Was that in connection with chicken wings?
Very popular in the South. Yeah, very popular.
And also, Retro Doll says, especially now that they have lemon pepper. Is that? I guess that's also a type of wing.
It's a flavor, like butt.
Yeah, lemon pepper was the name of my drag server. So when I asked for lemon pepper chicken wings,
you got butt.
You know what? I don't even want to. Just bring more beer, like a pitcher. Ted suggests maybe this is how you know the celebrities here. Drag Inception.
That was the man dressed as woman dresses a man dresses. Yeah, I get it. There's also I've been struggling to. There's a joke in there about whether or not you expect there to be a bone in it, but I'm not gonna. I've given up. I couldn't find it, so I've just let it go.
Your Honor, my client showed up to this establishment not expecting to have a bone in his, let's say, chicken wing. He was expecting more of the breast variety.
I was so confused by the Prince character.
Yeah.
It was a guy, like a lady, like a, hey, Prince looks like a lady.
Yeah. All the things are merged.
It was not boneless, and then it was, and then it wasn't. I'm so confused.
Yes. And lemon pepper does not mean what the establishment suggests.
Dueling Southern lawyers.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let somebody write a pilot. Which I want to see that show.
Twin Southern lawyers. Between the both of us, we have a degree.
My half brother and also incompetent Southern lawyer would like to take the stand.
All right, so back to Zelda here. So Zelda's officially turned 40, and fans of the franchise have been waiting for an official announcement from Nintendo. But instead, they got bupkis. There's been rumors of a major announcement, but those were met with silence as the official anniversary date passed.
Cricket.
Released in 1986, The Legend of Zelda was the first game of the now long-running series that follows Link and Princess Zelda in their unending quest to protect Hyrule from Ganon.
Truth.
The following year, a cartridge version for the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System, using a battery-backed memory was released in the United States.
Awesome.
John, does that mean we didn't have battery-backed memory in cartridges in other Nintendo games prior to
Typically, they did codes if there was any sort of saving whatsoever. You would write down like 6 or 7 digits, and then that created a checksum, which if entered back in, would restore the game to that particular state.
Gotcha.
Which worked okay, but it also meant if you lost the piece of paper, but it also meant you could share the piece of paper with someone else and they could continue from where you left off, which you couldn't do with battery backed up games until much later when you could.
Gotcha. Yeah, I do remember my Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back and games
Mega Man was big into codes.
Yeah. The game, which features a mix of puzzles, action, adventure, and exploration, is said to have been inspired by Shigeru Miyamoto's explorations as a young boy. Now, it sounds like he had a cool life. He was exploring the hillsides and forests around his childhood home in Japan. And according to Miyamoto, one of his most memorable experiences was finding a cave entrance in the middle of the woods. This is in the game, right? I mean, this is in the game.
Yes.
This is like, take this, it's not safe to go alone, right? Isn't that moment?
Yep. That's right.
After some hesitation, Miyamoto entered the cave and explored its depths with the aid of a lantern. This dude's living a Studio Ghibli film, this guy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right? Is there a talking fish anywhere in his youth? Perhaps?
Whoa. Miyamoto is the legendary game designer responsible for many classic game franchises like Donkey Kong and Super Mario Bros. There have been 21 core Zelda titles with an additional 10 or more remasters, remakes, or spin-offs, with 150 million units having been sold over the decades. Anyway, regarding the 40th anniversary, while Nintendo has not announced a new Zelda game, the one that fans have been clamoring for, the company is releasing a set of replica toys featuring some of the most iconic weapons and armor in the franchise. The announcement, which comes from the Nintendo Japan official account on Twitter, roughly translates as follows.
The Legend of Zelda weapon collection is now available. It is currently on sale at candy sections in stores nationwide. One of the 9 types of weapons, including the Master Sword, Hylian Shield, Great Eagle Bow, and Rockbreaker is included. Signed, the monster with 21 faces.
All right, that part I added. That was it.
I remember that.
Anyway, here is what they're offering, and I think it looks pretty cool, actually. There's no word on what the scale is of these little things, but I imagine they're pretty small.
Yeah, are they like teeny tiny?
Yeah, I mean, if they're being sold at candy stores, yeah, probably. But they look pretty darn cool with a lot of detail to them. Look, I loved Zelda when it came out originally. I didn't have an NES, so I was only able to play it at like friends' houses, which was not as satisfying because talking about save state, I just picked up wherever they were. It was like
yeah.
And that was that.
The whole point of Zelda is that you are living this adventure, and you don't want to play someone else's adventure, right? Mm-hmm. You want to discover things on your own, unlock things on your own, and have the sense of wonder that, wow, I had no idea there was a secret wall here, and you blew it up, and here's a new hidden thing. And just playing someone else's game, or even watching them play it, you miss the point. And I think if this is it they're going to do for the 40th anniversary, I think that misses the point too. I mean, it's nice to have little totems that represent the game, but that's not in the spirit. The spirit of the game is living it, is playing it, is having the adventure. And yeah, this is not 40th anniversary fodder for me. This is just typical toys.
That's my question. I don't know much about Zelda. I've never played it, but I've heard little things here and there. But isn't it really more about the characters, or are the weapons a huge deal? I just wondered, is this really the most important thing about the game?
I mean, it's a fair question, Kat, but I mean, many of those weapons are highly sought after things in the game. And when you get it, like a song plays and the camera swoops around and you finally got the Master Sword. And it's like, and I'm on my way to rejoining the Triforce and hooray, hold it up over your hand. So it's something that you desperately have to work to get in the game. So I see why you might make a replica of it, but. So
it's an exciting moment in the game, the little weapons.
Certainly.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's fair.
Yeah. But to my point, I want more of those moments, not swords that represent those moments for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And although I didn't play it in the 1980s, I played it, I began playing it with Zelda 64, Ocarina of Time.
Sure.
Which is a great game. I think folks regard that as like one of the best games of all time.
I thought you said Macarena of Time.
Yes, that's true. It is that, Cat. That's exactly what I said. Why are you laughing? That's exactly what I said. You nailed it.
Ocarina of Time made playing a flute cool, didn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the entry for later when my oldest was growing up. We play these Zelda games. And they grew up loving Zelda. And so the thing about the weapons that appeals to me, at least, is it reminds me, and I take John's point, the adventure of Zelda is the thing. Getting caught up in those RPGs, essentially, solo RPGs is really wonderful. But I remember when I was younger, coveting those weapons. We would go to a convention and they'd be selling Nerf versions of them, Yeah. So I remember when we got their first, I don't remember which game it was from. But got the first Nerf. We probably still have it. Nerf sword. It's a real quality item too. I think there were probably one or two that we got. So it's a good memory for me. I don't know about for them, but playing a new game would be would be much better.
Yeah, much better.
Got it.
Look, I got bad news and I got good news. Unfortunately, even though you may not care for these things, they're only available for purchase in physical stores in Japan. So the odds of you getting your hands on one, at least at this point, unless you wait till they're resold on eBay for, quadruple the value, you're not going to get them. But fans still, their expectations still remain high, and some are anticipating maybe there's still something yet to come. And possibly for good reason. Last year, Nintendo celebrated the 40th anniversary of Mario by releasing Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy remastered for the Nintendo Switch and their new Switch 2, as well as announcing various upcoming projects for the plumber. And in April, I'm talking about just a couple months from now, the Super Mario Galaxy movie will be released in theaters. So maybe just a matter of that Nintendo hasn't gotten to it yet. And maybe even they don't want to get, limit the fanfare surrounding Mario by coming out with Zelda.
Right.
So
Don't take the air out of the room for Mario Galaxy, perhaps.
Yeah, and I suppose the good news potentially, as I mentioned, is maybe similarly, while not being released during its anniversary year, the first live-action adaptation of Zelda will premiere next year in May of 2027. In 1989, we did have 15-minute long animated shorts of the franchise, which were, I want to say they were so bad they were good, but I think so bad they were bad.
Were those part of the Supercade?
They were part of Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Oh, okay. Supercade was the other franchise.
Yeah.
that was the one that had the right.
Pac-Man.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
This is the one that had the live action segments hosted by Lou Albano, wrestler turned manager from the WWF, who was Mario. Right. And he would greet people, but like every episode was like, "Welcome, paisans," and then he would introduce. He'd have a little bit with Luigi, the actor playing Luigi. Then they'd show a little cartoon, and on Fridays that cartoon was Zelda. Regarding the live action movie, though, or is it? Here we go. Miyamoto tweeted 3 first look photos from the in production film, which showed. And I don't know who any of these people are, but I'm sure they're fantastic. Let's see. This is Bo Bragason as Zelda.
Okay.
Looks like a pretty, convincing looking Zelda at least. Mm-hmm. And this is Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as Link. Also looks like,
not bad.
I mean, if you asked AI to turn the pixelated version of Zelda and Link into a flesh, that's what they probably look like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pretty close.
The movie, which is currently shooting in New Zealand, is expected to wrap in April. Wes Ball, who also directed The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, is helming the project with Miyamoto producing. Which is good news because, look, at some point after this cartoon in the 1980s and some other, and the Bob Hoskins Mario Brothers, Nintendo was like, all right, no more, shut it all down. And they've been really tightly controlling the IP in anything outside of the video games, and including the video games, of course, but they,
Including.
But, so the fact that we're getting anything is really exciting. And the fact that they're making sure it's true to what they see as the brand. And since they've controlled it all this time in the video games, why not let them have the final say of what's going to be out there in these other media? I think it's in good hands.
Did you ever get into any of the new Switch versions, the Breath of the Wild or any of those, Will? That's like next level stuff. Have you tried that?
Breath of the Wild, I didn't finish it, but I did play. Again, my kid and I, we were playing Breath of the Wild.
And the permanence of the world. The world is so in that, like, you start to learn your way around the world, right? You're like, oh, that landmark, that hill, that statue or whatever. And it's all real. And often they'll do this fog of war on games. Like you can't see too far because it's too hard to draw.
Right.
But you can see something on the damn horizon and run toward it and get there. Like there's nothing in the game you can't get to. It's really there. And it's really a real thing. And it makes it feel so much more overused words I can think of, immersive, expansive, but it truly does. Yeah. It's well beyond the, swing a sword at the grass and collect rupees kind of world. It's much more, I'm in it.
Yeah. It's, what do they call that? Open world or open map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get these quests, you get these side quests, but you can pretty much just walk wherever you want to walk.
Run around, do what you want. Yeah. Gradually.
Yeah, and if you want to finish the story, you'll do those things. Otherwise, you just live in a life.
There's always stuff to do. Collect 500 of these things from people all over the world. You're like, okay, that's what I'm going to do.
My chickens.
Whatever. Collect the little seeds, whatever it is you want to do. Yeah.
Chicken wings. Chicken fingers.
My chicken wings. Your Honor. My client expected there would be chickens in that bush. So there were some kind of gems of some sort. My client's neighbor has been smashing his pots left and right in a kind of a swirling motion. Can we show that to CCTV footage we have? There we go. Yeah, see that there right there. He calls it a special move of sorts. All right. Hey, another 1980s news per Billboard and the BBC. It's our final story here. Wuthering Heights leads to gains for Kate Bush.
Oh, here we go. Wuthering Heights. Here we are.
This shit is haunting me.
We're rounding out the show.
Shoehorned it right in the show. Yeah.
Remember, a couple weeks ago, I was like, I couldn't find a way to talk about it. I did.
I never doubted you.
John, it's not that I kept looking. It's I couldn't get it out of my head. And as I do research, shit pops up.
Okay, now I really need to watch this movie.
It's not even. The new Emerald Fennell-directed adaptation of Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights is a minted box office hit, topping the domestic box office over its opening weekend and making over $80 million globally. That's huge, especially for a weird, artsy, like a Merchant Ivory type film.
Yeah, there's no superheroes in it.
No. There's super annoying people, but no.
There's not even any good people in it, let alone super people.
Coming soon. Everyone's an asshole. Playing some part in the movie's success is undoubtedly.
Sorry. Like there's got to be a Hooters tie-in.
John.
Oh,
as you
New
say,
flavor. Wuthering Heights.
Everyone's an asshole is what I thought you were connecting it to.
That's what I was. Yeah, you got it. You're there.
Yeah,
you got it. Yeah. You got it. I got you there.
Your ass is in my peanut butter. My peanut butter's up your ass. It's great. Whatever. Chicken wings. Why is it peanut butter? So I'm trying to make an homage to that commercial, but I'm not sure
Yes.
I'm going to get there. People are going to know. If I just said, your ass is in my chicken wings. Your chicken wings is up. My chicken wings is up your ass. People are like, why is he saying that? So weird and gross. I'm talking about the commercial with the chocolate and the peanut butter.
Will, it's an overshare.
Exactly. Tell us about your weekend.
Are you doing a skit or narrating your life?
Your Honor, my client was listening to a podcast, 1980s now. He heard something he did not want to hear. There was no trigger warning. There was no wing warning. No peanut butter warning. He's got nut allergies. All right, whatever. I don't know. Like I said, E-level material is what I'm talking about. Playing some part in the movie's success is undoubtedly the accompanying Wuthering Heights album recorded by pop star Charlie XCX. Now, I got to tell you, look, I've only seen the film once. I didn't dig into the soundtrack, but during the movie, they play a mix of the score created by the composer, and they had songs with vocals in it. And I believe the songs with the vocals were these tracks by Charlie XCX, who's otherwise, a top 40 artist. And holy cow, the combination, first of all, the composition alone, there's this theme that they have running through it where there's like this dissonant sort of chord playing these couple of notes, and then they resolve and they unresolve. And it's so wild. Like maybe music affects you guys this way too, but I can almost see it visually or feel it visually and it's perfect for the metaphor for this film because it's these two sounds that sound like they're two ships passing in a sense where they're opposed, and for a moment they're in sync and then they slide apart again. That's the kind of.
I understand.
Oh my gosh, it's just perfect.
Well, last time we spoke, you specifically commented on the soundtrack was worked for you.
Yeah, and look, the throwing in the vocals I thought would be anachronistic and kind of take me out of it. No, all worked. Anyway, meanwhile, I wanted to talk to you about this because there's a different but totally unrelated Wuthering Heights that's also benefiting from the movie's popularity, and that's the one from Kate Bush, released in 1978. Her song is the debut single off of her debut album, The Kick Inside. Now, it turns out it's utterly unlike what was popular at the time. This is the late 1970s. Punk rock's coming up, new wave. Disco is still on the way out, but it's still pretty strong. In fact, it kicked an ABBA song off the charts at the time.
Whoa.
Anyway, in this unusual circumstance, this really bizarre song dominates the UK charts. It becomes number one and stays there for about 4 weeks. And it's the first song written and performed by a female artist to do that there in the UK. And what makes it even maybe more bizarre is the fact that it's, inspired by, it's an allusion to this 1847 novel.
Yes.
About doomed love. Like, I don't know. It's like a bizarre subject matter for a song. But it actually turns out it wasn't the novel that inspired Kate Bush. It was the 1967 television adaptation.
See? Nobody reads that damn book. She's waiting for the TV show movie.
No, John, it's funny you say that because even the director of the film, what I heard was, and this is a story going around, and I don't know if I can confirm. I probably confirm it. It's probably true that she didn't base it directly on the novel. She based it on what she remembers of the novel from when she read it when she was a teenager. So she was like, I think it's this.
I'd have to make the book based on the questions on the test I failed.
But you don't even know what the answers are.
All right. Well, there's Apparently, there's a dude named Heathcliff involved. We'll have to cast that. Let's see. What else do I know? There's a Moor. There's a Moor, right?
Yeah.
We have to find a place for a Moor.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay. That's in it.
Step one, I got to look up what a Moor is.
Muddy field? That's what I took. That's my takeaway.
Yeah. Large muddy field.
Not good for expensive shoes, I'm figuring.
Hilly, yeah.
Well, John, much like you in high school, Bush didn't even watch the whole series. It turns out she just caught the last few minutes of it. She told the BBC in 1978, quote, I just managed to catch the very last few minutes where there was a hand coming through the window and blood everywhere and glass. And I just didn't know what was going on, and someone explained the story, end quote.
So I wrote a song about it.
Yeah,
There's a
She was
song.
only 18 at the time, and she wrote it in a single evening. It's from the perspective of the Wuthering Heights character Catherine Earnshaw, who also goes by Kathy. And in the song, no, this is spoiler for the. How do I say this? This is a spoiler for the book, I'll say, and for the BBC thing. The movie is.
If you didn't read it by now.
Yeah, like I said, the movie is its own thing. So fans of the book are disappointed by the movie because it goes its own way. So I'm not telling you something from the movie. This is not from the movie. But the song is sung from the perspective of that character as a ghost pleading with Heathcliff to be allowed inside his home. It quotes Catherine's dialogue, including the lyrics, quote, I'm so cold, let me in, and bad dreams in the night. I got to tell you, even telling you this, guys, is really, this fucking song and movie have got me fucked up, man.
Wow.
It's in your head. I don't know what's happened to you.
This is all I could think of.
You know what you need? I prescribe a dose of Bigfoot the Musical.
Okay, John, I'm going to take your advice. I trust you.
He has an appointment.
I'm going to have to.
That will get it out of your system. It's all feel good and it's all fun and it's nobody dying on the moor and broken glass and blood and songs based on garbage.
I'll tell you. Look, we saw this movie with the movie. Look, I'm crowbarring this whole thing in here because of a song from 1978 that's a hit now. Again, the end of the movie, and the movie, I told you, the movie is well made. I hated these characters. The ending is unsatisfying. And right before the credits roll, they have this little montage. I feel like a cork is being pulled out of me. And if I start crying, I will never stop crying again in my whole life.
Where's the cork?
I can't get to my buttons fast enough.
That's what she said.
She said, where's the cork?
No, I can't get to my buttons fast enough.
You can't get to my buttons fast enough. I thought it was, honey, I'm putting away the wine. Where's a cork? Honey? You know where the cork is?
I'm using it.
Yeah, I felt like, and I looked at my wife and she was like, my wife was not moved by this movie at all.
Oh, okay. All right.
So she's not obsessed like you are.
I look at her and she's like, what happened? This man's about to have a breakdown. And I said, honey, I'm leaving. And I just ran out of the theater because I really felt like I had to get a hold. I don't have a problem crying, but I was like, I don't feel like it'll ever stop crying. And I don't know why. That was the crazy thing is I don't know what triggered it.
Goodness.
Wow.
This song is hitting me in a similar way, but I think for different reasons. So as I mentioned, the song is from the perspective of this character as a ghost who's, coming to visit her lover who she, in the story she can't be with for various reasons. And to convey this, ethereal sort of being, Kate Bush, adopts an ethereal sounding voice.
That's a perfect word.
Yeah.
Ethereal.
It's
perfect
high pitched, and she does this thing with her voice that's familiar in other sort of cultures, like Indian music, which makes it just additionally haunting. And she also does this thing musically where, and I don't know about her training, and I couldn't even tell you what it is, but it's like two different keys, which isn't a huge thing, like one for the verses and one for the chorus. It's like Kathy, who's the ghost, has a sort of in a minor key, and even there, she doesn't stay in that key. I wish I knew enough about music theory to explain what's happening. And then the chorus is like all major in a different key. And I don't think they're even like related keys. I don't know, intuitively she knows to do these things that just, at least to me, and maybe I'm her audience, just fuck with you emotionally. And maybe it won't have that effect on you.
Maybe if I watch the movie, I'll know more of what you're talking about, or I'll be able to relate to it better. This song, ethereal, haunting, absolutely. I can't say I'm a super fan of the song, but there's just something so compelling about it. It's like, if I play it, I'm not going to turn it off.
She uses bizarre progressions in her chord changes. irregular phrase lengths. It's not like a pop song at all.
No, it's not like a pop song, right? And it has an awkwardness to it. I think maybe that's what I'm trying to communicate. It's like I found myself wondering, how does she remember these lyrics in that pattern?
Yes.
Like it's one thing to know the words of a song, but, and I don't have this song memorized by any stretch, but I was thinking I would have a whole lot of trouble. Like if you, even if it were karaoke and you wanted me to sing along with the song, I'd be like, wait, what? She's saying that here? And then it's just, there's an awkwardness to it.
The timing is
it works.
unusual. So John, I have a clip of it if you're not familiar with the song. I don't like maudlin songs generally, but this thing, I don't know, gets a hold of you. Now, to be honest, look, I did this news bit for the news, and I'm going to play these clips for you. But my youngest kid, who's now obsessed with the movie and the music and the soundtrack, plays this song. I can't listen to it. It's too upsetting to me. I don't know why, and I think I have a theory. I don't know about the movie necessarily.
So are you going to mute for this sample?
I'm going to in prepare since I've listened to it a few times, getting it ready. I'm it's starting to. Have sort of a lesser.
We're here for you.
Okay.
If you start breaking down.
There's a verse and a chorus. I have a clip of either. I'll play the verse first, just so you can hear the etherealness of her voice and the unusual progression.
Out on the winding, windy moors, we'd roll and fall in grief. You had a temper like my jealousy, too hard, too greedy. How could you leave me when I needed to possess you? I hated you, I loved you too.
I don't know how she decides what she does, but
yeah.
Okay. And then in the chorus here, so this is where she's singing and pleading as a ghost again. Heathcliff, it's me. I'm Kathy. I've come home. I'm so cold. Let me in your window. And again, if you think about the moment in this TV adaptation, which comes from the book, the idea is she is dead now. So the way the book works is, it's this like, tragic love story. It seems silly calling it a love story because these people don't seem to love each other really. It seems like they have a sickness. But after she dies in the book, which is like 2/3 into the book, she becomes a ghost and it becomes like a gothic horror now. So the last third of the book is like a horror story. Anyway, so this is where she is as a ghost, and that knowing that and the imagery, etc., and the way she wrote this music just really gets me. I think for me, the song maybe, I think what happened is, as a kid wrestling with the afterlife as a young kid, and not having a handle on that when you're young, it's hard to understand what becomes of us. And everybody has their own sort of opinions, there's different ones. And that same era, our media was filled with ghost stories. And in listening to this song, I had a flash of one that stayed with me, and I didn't remember until just thinking about this show. It's a TV, and I think this is sort of encapsulates my sort of emotional feelings for ghost stories and negative. What gives me this sort of that maybe connects me to the song. You might remember this. It was a made-for-TV movie, part of the Wonderful World of Disney. It came out in the 1970s, I think 1978. So the same year this song came out. It's called Child of Glass. These kids move into I think it's like a Louisiana. Oh, you know what? I have it written down here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. They move into Alexander moves into a Louisiana plantation and encounters a ghost of a 19th century Creole girl named Inez, who appears in a haunted barn area and seeks help to find a hidden object. And one of the things I remember is she would sing Frere Jacques. It's really freaky in the thing. And she needs him to help.
Haunting, done right.
She needs him to help her find a missing doll or something like that in order for her to be free, not sort of confined to this world. And I remember as a kid, that really freaked me the fuck out. And there's so many things that were akin to that. Now, as I got older, I was able to intellectualize and find comfort in maybe when we pass on, it's just darkness, and that's okay. There's a comfort in that. I don't know, but for me, that gives me a comfort. When I think of other people passing on, it gives me comfort to know they're still there and part of us. I guess that's what I think. I think we return in some way, right?
Interesting.
Kind of how Hinduism is this idea that there's this higher sort of being, Brahma, And we're all parts of Brahma. And as you go, you relive a bunch of times. And when you, after you get to a certain level, you become one with God again because you were part of God when you first were created. I like that idea. So I think I think that works for me. But hearing this song reminded me of the child that was just like, there's fucking ghosts and some of them need help getting across the other way. And that could be me calling out that I need help and I'm cold where I am and no one can hear me. And that idea of not being able, maybe it's connection. I think it comes down to connection, right? Mm-hmm. Feeling like you can't reach the person you need to reach to get what you need. Something like that. I don't know.
All that.
Yeah.
And you call shenanigans on my UFOs, Bigfoot, and Nessie.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. Well, look, there was no Bigfoots in my story.
No one has big feet. I remember you mentioning one time, well, I forget the context. Maybe it was during one of our spooky episodes around Halloween.
Yeah.
And I even have it on my watch list. But and I just checked. And it
Child
says,
of Glass?
Will Glass Ghost Movie.
Oh, okay.
Because you couldn't think of the title at the time, but it sounds like you found it and you figured out what it was called because you were trying to remember. Yeah.
Gosh, I'm surprised I remembered that much then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, this fucking shit's haunting me. It's broken me. It's broken me.
We can see.
Yeah.
It's got a hold of you.
Well,
no way. You'll be fine after your visit to New York. You'll be
yes,
okay.
Yes. I'm going to take that prescription to my New York City pharmacy and have it. Back to the music. So the song, which again was first a hit in 1978 and is having a resurgence. You recall that she had a similar situation happen when in 2022 her song "Running Up the Hill" was used in Stranger Things, which gave Bush her then first top 10 hit in the U.S. Anyway, she got signed to this record label. They didn't want this to be the debut single. They were like, we need like a rock tune. This is what the hell is this?
What is this?
What's this falsetto thing? What is this? You're crazy.
It sounds like a child, maybe at first. Yeah.
I gotta tell you, whatever about this song has got a hold of you.
It's the opposite.
I'm immune to whatever it is.
Yeah, I get
I've
it.
gotten the inoculation because it just sounds, it almost sounds like a parody of a soulful song. Anyway.
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
Doesn't bother me. I'm nowhere near close to crying about it.
Yeah.
The cork is well and truly seated.
Honey, that cork, I still haven't found it. It's truly seated?
Seated.
Seated.
I gotta just keep the cursor in the right spot on the screen.
Oh.
Keep the cursor. So look, the record label was wrong. She fought to have it released as the single, and of course it became number one, as I mentioned. To accompany its release, they filmed 2 music videos, including one shot with us outdoors in Salisbury Plain in Wiltshire, England, which was standing in for the Yorkshire Moors.
Sounds like a moor.
And in that one, and she does this now iconic interpretive dance that sort of goes along with the ethereal nature of her vocals and lyrics. It's for sort of ghost-like movements. You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like if Judy Tenuta was going to do a soulful song. Yes. I thought you were going to say Tiny Tim. But yeah, Judy Tenuta. That works, yes.
Judy Tenuta?
You'll hear it and go, yep, that's it. That's the Judy Tenuta voice.
Judy Tenuta. All right.
During the 5 days following the premiere of the latest adaptation of the book, Bush's classic of the same name garnered 560,000 streams. Possibly boosting the continued gains of the track is a video of Wuthering Heights' star, Margot Robbie, performing Bush's famous dance from the music video. According to Robbie, on the last day of filming, she and the crew blasted the track from the top of the moors in Yorkshire, where Robbie imitated the moves. Whew. I wouldn't tell you not to see the movie. I would just say, look, if you want to have a good time, don't see that movie.
Don't go to that one.
It reminds me of films, in the 90s. So like I mentioned, The Merchant Ivory. In the 90s, we had these films of unrequited love or tragic love stories like The English Patient, Legends of the Fall. And I enjoyed those films. I wouldn't go watch them again, but there is something about, it's funny because you know how I avoid sad songs, but there's something about those that I don't know, that I like the emotional journey and sort of being devastated by the end. And then being able to go back to my life. Maybe it's like going on a roller coaster where you can get scared and know you can be safe and get off of it at the end. But For some reason, music, I can't deal with music. 3 minutes of feeling terrible about something is different than 2 hours. I don't know how that is. But
So that kind of contrast does not help you feel better. It stays with you.
I don't know. Look, this isn't supposed to be my therapy. I just need to find a proper therapist. I'm sorry, guys. All right. Hey, speaking of that,
Remember,
I'm going to go do that now.
friends are just as good.
Yes.
Different.
All right. Hey, that was the show.
And this show was brought to you thanks in part to our early adopters, Karen Fleeger here with us tonight, and Rick Parker. And thank you especially to our Secret of Our Success level Patreon supporters, John Henderson, Brandon Greer, Marcus Taylor, Matt Marino, and Vincent Ferrari.
Thank you so much.
I was almost about to say that name, Judy Tenuta, because I wrote that
Judy
underneath.
Tenuta.
And Judy Tenuta.
Is that our newest patron?
Hey, guys, thank you so much. You put the bone in our wings.
Yeah. Even when they're boneless.
You put the cork in our bottle.
Especially.
Seriously, no, but seriously though. Thank you so much for your continued support of the show. It means the world to us because we're able to, actually produce the show as a result of your generosity and bring it to you every week. Please consider joining this wonderful band of merrymakers and also likewise helping us get this show done. Go to patreon.com/1980s now, and you too can be one of our many beloved patrons. All right, hey guys, we will have our skin on and clothes on and everything on. When we talk to you again next time, 1980s now.
Until next time.
Your Honor, he got his chocolate in my peanut butter chicken.
That's a thing.
I didn't know there would be peanut butter chicken.
I haven't either. I didn't know that was a thing either.